What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's episode number 18. What a tough start for the Foxes, man. 12 games in, 3 wins on the board, but all of which have come away from home. Not a single win at the King Power yet, and only 1 point above the bottom 3. Do you remember the start of the season when the board said qualify for the Europa League? We've got more chance of playing Championship football next season, let alone European football. First game of many today, Spurs at home, going for our first win at the King Power this year. It's been a very difficult start to season 3, but in a way I like it, to be fair, because whilst last year we weren't amazing, we were doing better than this at this stage last year. And it just goes to show you that progress over time is not always linear, and that's just not the way the world works. And for those of us that have played video games from an early age, subconsciously we've probably been taught that basically in time things just keep getting better and better and better. They might stagnate or stay as they are occasionally, but for the most part, oh dear, Araujo, it's just going to get better over time. That's not always the case in life, unfortunately. And sometimes you will be in moments of regression as opposed to progression. And that's exactly where we are right now. You think about some of the video games you played when you were younger, for example, particularly games with like a story to them as well. There's Raffio, come on! Wants to rewrite a story here this season, giving us the lead and finding no corner flags at hit. I don't know what happened there. But basically, you know, if you progress to another level, and if you die a few times, you might stay on that level, but very rarely will you go back to a previous one. But that's just not the way life works. Sometimes you do get taken back a little bit. But for the Foxes this season, whilst we have been going backwards, hopefully a win here will spark us into going forwards. Durasimbi with the opener right before the break, and this is much better from the Foxes, far more assertive and deserving this lead. I need more from Durasimbi, I need more from our number 17 up top. I backed him as our starting striker for a 3rd straight year now, despite the fact last season he wasn't spectacular. And if we can't defend, then I need to score more. And if I'm going to score more, I need my lone striker to be providing the majority of the goals. Great ball through. Brennan Johnson denied by Ramsdale. And Liberato can't prevent the corner as it ricochets off the toes. Still in front by 1, but the chance of us holding on, very unlikely based on our defensive woes this season. Brennan Johnson, that's a brilliant through ball by the ex-Forest man, and Adamola Lookman is onto it. He's got Jacob Greaves to beat, quarterback in, didn't want to come across there. There's the back heel, there's the leveller. You just knew exactly what was going to happen there. It was basically telegraphed. The man will run down the right-hand side, and if you allow him to keep on running, he'll go all the way and shoot it in towards the far corner. Or if you come across like there with Greaves, he'll play it back into the middle, and oftentimes there's 1 or 2 free shirts to pass to. Exactly what happened. When you're in a situation like that, it's not always game over, but it's always kind of like devil's advocate. Not devil's advocate, Sophie's choice. That's a better way of putting it. Sophie's choice. You know it's a tough choice regardless of what you do, but you got to do something. It's always such a difficult choice to make that one, because ultimately you know a good chance is going to get taken on your goal. The question is, do you back your goalkeeper from a tight angle, or do you back yourself to recover in the middle? Well, I chose the latter. In the end, it was probably the wrong choice. Spurs with that equalising goal, and our wait for a win to King Power goes on this season. Right, 3 more scouting updates. We're from England. Look at this young man here, Hugh Dean, 17 years old, yes, but a very good starting overall it appears, and hopefully a solid potential as well. I'm always reluctant to give a player a scholarship after 1 month's worth of scouting, and you see why. I mean, Schmid, who we saw in that last episode, looked brilliant. Now he's not even going to make the 3rd month of scouting, so I know there is a danger of players getting poached away, but it's very rare. So to me, I always say keep scouting for as long as you can. From Timor Leicester, 4 really decent youngsters here, but I'll keep scouting for now. In fact, you know what? Demis Skites. No, I'll stick to my philosophy. I never like to give a player a scholarship after 1 month, because oftentimes they'll look worse for wear in the academy. We'll keep scouting those 4 for now and see how they look next month. Right, following game, Wednesday night, Brighton away from home. We are still only just above the bottom 3, and for the Foxes, with all 3 of our wins coming away from home, well, put it this way, I think we've got more chance of winning these sort of games than we do against the likes of Southampton or Ipswich at home. Following game, Brighton on the road. I think what's more concerning than the fact we've not won at home yet this season in the league is the fact I've still only got 1 clean sheet all season long, home or away. And you know, not many teams can survive in the Premier League with that kind of record defensively. As we see in this season, Leicester only 1 clean sheet all season long, relegated with several games to go. Ultimately, of course, goals win games, but you know the saying, defence wins championships, and sometimes defence can keep you in the Premier League. As Soumare looks to get away, Messi can do so, just about. He'll take a bit of luck there. He's got Bale in the middle, holds it up, and Enciso denied by Rushworth. Should have scored against his former team, didn't get much conviction behind the shot. And Carl makes quite a comfortable stop, really, to keep it at 0-0. And if we can't defend, we've got to score more. And if we can't take those sort of chances, we won't score enough. As Soumare fires one wide. That is Akani down his left-hand side, looking to skip round Caleb Bacoli. He's got Justin coming across to help him out as well. Can't deny the cross, though. In it goes. Oh, that's amazing. That's an absolutely amazing assist. Now, you know me. I am a sucker for a nice assist. And Jorginho Rutter has just provided, possibly, it's definitely up there, one of the best AI assists I have ever seen. Now, we know this guy's got an eye for a good pass. We know he plays with flair, and he's just done both of those things in the same play. It is a wonderful little scorpion kick-esque assist. Not really shown in the second angle, but our wait for another clean sheet will continue. On his day, Jorginho Rutter is just a phenomenal player. And, you know, at Leeds, he was brilliant last season. And they were gutted to lose him in the summer, but yeah, he's clearly Premier League level. And of course, Leeds will be back in the Premier League next season. Congratulations to them and Burnley for their promotions over the weekend. But yeah, he just needs to be a bit more consistent, really, as Ramsdale makes a great save to keep it at 1-0. And speaking of consistency, the only kind of consistency we've got right now is consistently poor defensively. Still down by 1, should have gone 2-0 down. 22 minutes to bail ourselves out and get a point. It's yet another defeat for Leicester as our barren run continues. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I still can't believe the board said to us pre-season, you got to finish in 5th place. If there was very little chance of it happening before today's episode started, I think it's safe to say there's no chance of it happening now. Following contest, back to the East Midlands. Unfortunately, well, we haven't won at home all season long. Thomas Frank's Brentford comes to King Power. Can we end the curse here? The thing is, though, as we said this many times before, when you're really going through it and you're on a barren run of form, you just have to stay positive, you know, because the last thing you can do when everything's going wrong around you, oh dear, is start to allow defeatism and extreme negativity to creep in. Because once that self-doubt's in your mind, it's incredibly hard to get out of it. And believe me, if there's anyone that knows all about that, it is definitely me. Ramsdale comes and does really well to claim that one. So you've got to stay positive. You've got to stay positive. And you've got to remind yourself as well, ultimately, you only need one. You just need one victory, one bit of good luck, one bit of success. And believe me when I tell you this, the world can change. Buonanotte! Come on! Leicester with a lead. 10 after the restart. Facundo's 5th of the year. Yep, believe me when I tell you, all you need is one. All you need is one. One bit of good luck. One bit of success. One bit of good fortune. One conquest, and you can build on that. 12 to play. Ramsdale, stay on your toes, son, because we've got to grind this out. Your 2nd clean sheet of the season. Leicester's 1st win at home. Let's make sure he doesn't slip here. As Iwobi does brilliantly well. Liberato to Iwobi. And as Alex, well, we could have pushed for a 2nd goal there, but instead, game management, situation management. We have not wanted a King Power all season long. I'm not throwing away a chance on the counter for the Bees, chasing a 2nd goal. I'll hold on to the goal, 1-0 scoreline, sorry, and the 3 points as well. And there it is. Finally, Leicester have got a win at the King Power this season, and the curse has been lifted, at least for one Saturday afternoon. We'll take it because we needed it, and we've got it. Come on, right. Let's jump out of that game and into the next one, and staying in the East Midlands but going away from home. That's right, it is an East Midlands derby. Next up, Nottingham Forest away to City Ground. Right now, they are in the bottom 3. So this is a massive relegation 6-pointer between both sides here as Nuno's side play host to us. Not quite on the same run in real life, but a massive win here will keep them in the bottom 3 and see us get back-to-back wins for the first time all season long. Let's go do it, come on. This has been an instantly forgettable kind of game. 12 minutes to go, nothing going on. But what I will say is this, positives, much better defensively as things stand, set for back-to-back clean sheets for the first time all season long. And Buonanotte's being Murillo. And can he get away? Yes, he can. Facundo! Come on! 2. Buonanotte not giving up on the play. Leicester not giving up on the game. Possibly getting a huge win away at the City ground. Don't throw this away now. Don't throw this away. We've been defending brilliantly all game long. And after Buonanotte's second in 2 games, and that's an easy save for Ramsdale. I got it wrong in that last game. It wasn't his 5th goal of the season, that was his 4th. But now he's got his 5th. 5th in 11 for Facundo Buonanotte. And the Foxes are just going to hold on to the ball and claim the victory. And what did I just say a moment ago, man? When you go for a barren run of form and a dry spell, all you need is one. And it's amazing how things can turn around. Back-to-back clean sheets for the first time all season long. Back-to-back wins for the first time all season long. And the Foxes, who were falling rapidly, have now got back on their feet and have started to climb up the table. Huge 3 points away to City ground. I think we've won here every single time we've played here. Loving that kind of record against our East Midlands rivals. And now let's get our 3rd win in a row. Following contest back to the King Power as we welcome West Ham to the East Midlands region. Huge game here, but let's not slow down. Let's keep this going. I love those kind of hustle plays that led to the Buonanotte goal. Because, you know, 9 times out of 10, nothing happens when you go chasing after the ball like that. 9 times out of 10, possession stays with the defending team. And you know, your effort hasn't counted for anything. But there's always that one chance, you know, that 5% possibility at best that there's a fumble or a turnover or a deflection or a slip or something. And wouldn't you know it, you're through 1-on-1 and you got yourself a chance for a goal. Oh, it's Durasimbi, speaking of which, had a brilliant chance and couldn't squeeze it between the posts. Buonanotte for Leicester, looking to skip around a couple of West Ham players. He's beginning to look like El Canouse did when he... Oh! Now there's a reason why the West Ham fans love Irving, and it's got a lot to do with what you've just seen there. But yeah, with El Canouse, it took him a while to start becoming assertive. But when he did, well, you saw how good he is. For Buonanotte, you're now seeing him do the same thing as Durasimbi almost got him another assist. But Edouard Mendy, back in London, prevents it. Still 0-0. But yeah, this is the time now. We briefly mentioned it in the last episode. When you're a young player and you're starting to develop a little bit, you've got to become a bit more assertive. El Canouse did that last year. Buonanotte is now starting to do it this year. Well, nothing doing in the second half in the end, and our run of wins ends after 2. But bigger picture, it's now only 1 loss in our last 5 games and 3 clean sheets in a row. We'd only had 1 all season long, and now 3 on the bounce for Ramsdale. Like I said, man, it's positivities. All you need is just 1, and then once you've got it, fortunes can change. I'm not sure this run will continue in the following game, though. Next up, Chelsea away from home. Each time we've been to Stamford Bridge, we've been battered. Each time we face Chelsea, we have lost. I highly doubt I'll get my early Christmas present here on the 24th of December and a big scalp away against Enzo Maresca's side. Chelsea up next. What a huge win for Chelsea on Sunday, by the way, away at Craven Cottage. Obviously, Fulham was so close to, I think, levelling the gap with Chelsea, weren't they, on goal difference? And then, of course, they scored those 2 late ones. What a great talent they had come off the bench, scoring the winner too. As Cole Palmer continued to struggle, annoyingly, for my fantasy team. But a massive win for Chelsea regardless. Now, I must say, this race for the Champions League for next season has made this season really enjoyable. The bottom 3 has been set for a while now, especially after Wolves won at Ipswich a few weeks back. The champions, well, we've known it's going to be Liverpool for probably a couple of months now, if we're being realistic. But yeah, I think this race for Champions League football has been one of the best I've seen in recent years, and it's made up for the clarity as to who we know who's going to go down and win the title. It's been a great battle this year. As Enciso gets away, and oh, Jorgensen makes a brilliant save to turn the ball over the crossbar and keep it at 0-0 for now. But this is not the Leicester we saw at the start of the season, and I'll say it once again. All it took was that 1 win for us to gain some confidence. We're playing with it now. So second half underway. It is still 0-0, and again, we are keeping it very tight defensively. So much better than the start of the season. And I hate to keep saying it, but I will once again. All it takes is 1. You know, we had that 1 clean sheet, our second of the season picked up, and since then, well, we're going for our 4th straight now. There's Wilfred Ndidi, one of the OGs, playing for a new contract. Gives to Sumare. There's Enciso. Julio Cesar on the turn. You know I'm looking for Jamie Vardy, and why wouldn't I? Even at his ripe old age, he still knows how to score. And he'll get the chance. Jamie Vardy denied by Jorgensen. You know, if he scores for me this season, he will become my oldest goal scorer ever at 40. It is still 0-0, and oh, yes, no, yeah, oh! How did that ball stay out? Is that another corner? It is. That must have come off someone. Somehow Caleb couldn't scramble it over the line. Leicester going for a win against the leaders. Neto down the left-hand side. Oh, what a ball! That's the unfortunate part of all of this, though. You might need several chances against the best, and especially on Ultimate, all they need is one. Clinical. Well, it had been quite a nice little mini unbeaten run for the Foxes. None in our last three. 3 clean sheets as well, but brought back down to earth by Chelsea. Every time we faced them, we've lost. And even in a game where I play really well against them, we still end up losing. Unfortunately, it just goes to show you we are not at this level yet. Right, let's do 2 more today. Following contest, final one of December. Ipswich Town right now rock bottom and winless coming to the King Power. Whilst we have struggled at home this season, this is the easiest home game we'll have for the entire year. Let's make sure we don't fumble it here. Let's get back on track against the Tractor Boys. On the theme of those valuable life lessons, I wish I would have learned at a younger age as well. When you've done all the right things but haven't had to rub it to green, don't berate yourself, man. Like, you've done exactly what you were asked to do. And we just did that against Chelsea. We played really well. We were very unlucky not to get even a point, let alone a win. So why be overcritical? Like, why be hypercritical of yourself, man? You've done well. You just haven't had to rub it to green. Don't berate yourself, because in the next game you're going to it with bad energy and bad vibes. Instead, pick yourself up, shorten it up to one of life's lessons, and then move on to the next endeavour. That's what we're doing here. We're going up. Not a great game by any stretch of the imagination. That was really poor. The games today have been very low scoring, but listen, I don't mind one bit, because it's our 4th clean sheet in 5 games, only 1 defeat in these 5 games, and 3 wins in these 5 games as well. The Foxes definitely gaining some stability and climbing the table as well. Right, 3 more scouting updates as January is here, where I'm going to give a scholarship to Ed Sadler as the potential looks really good, and keep scouting these 2 here. And from Austria, I shall keep scouting these 3 youngsters. From Timor-Leste, whilst I'm reluctant to put a player in the academy just yet, all 4 of these will keep being scouted, and this guy here is absolutely rapid, so as long as that potential doesn't drop, he'll get a scholarship next month. Right, yeah, let's do 1 more game today. January is here. There is a bit of money in the budget. We might well make a signing in this window, but right now, on our best run of form of the season, let's see if we can keep it going and get a massive scalp here. Following contest, Liverpool away at Anfield. I don't fancy our chances based on how much we struggled against them, and Gyökeres will do our best here to at least get a point and then on positive. Liverpool and Anfield, our final game today. Sorry for continuing to repeat myself, but again, I'll say it. You know, look what's happened since that win against Brentford, and why I kept saying all we need is one. All we need is one. We get that 1 clean sheet, our first at home all season long. We get that 1 win, our first win. Oh, our first win at home all season long. And whilst it was only by a 1-0 scoreline, well, look what's happened since then. Only 1 defeat. Although there probably will be another one before we end the episode, especially with this man. Oh, and you won't see him miss the target very often. Victor over the bar, still 0-0 for now. There's half an hour to go, and we're still tied at 0-0. And whilst, yes, granted, it would only be 1 win in 4 games, we'll often say that life is about perspective. That don't sound like a good record to me, but... Oh, great save, Ramsdale. Bigger picture, it will be... Oh, no. 5 clean sheets in 6 as Ramsdale makes another save. And only 1 loss in this run as well. Foxes gaining stability. And that's the most important thing. A couple of good saves by Aaron. Can we cling on to this? This might be the last chance for Liverpool. 7 to play. You've got to stay tight defensively. Stay tight defensively. Salah through the gap. Who's there? Who do you think? Who else but he? Once again, breaking Docks' heart. Victor Gyökeres, the villain, with the winner. Can't stop him. Literally cannot stop him no matter how hard I try. I said earlier this season I'd love to see the stats on who's got more goals against me in FC 25. Either he or Isak. Well, if it's not Vic, it's very close. He's got another one. He's got the game winner. And Leicester's nice little run is ended at Anfield. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Realistic Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Once you all have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with more games in the Premier League. Aim to stay further clear of the bottom 3. The FA Cup 3rd round away at Craven Cottage against Fulham, and with the rest of the January transfer window coming, 30 million on the budget, we might well make another signing. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you in the next episode very soon.